With 3 new movies out this weekend as well as plenty of holdover flicks, good old-fashioned horror rises above the fray.
Janet, are you alright?
Stop calling me Janet.
Taking the #1 spot on this crowded weekend is The Conjuring 2, bringing in a solid $40 million in its debut. The $40 million weekend matches the $40 million Warner Brothers spent producing the film. So, it's obviously a great start for this horror flick. A horror sequel that performs well in theaters and has solid reviews is just about as rare as actual paranormal activity. Fortunately for Warner Brothers, The Conjuring 2 found the sweet spot.
This movie is scary as
Yeah.
It's been a minute since a truly great horror movie hit the scene. With his latest sequel, James Wan has mastered the horror genre.
With a 75% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, many are crediting Furious 7 director James Wan for the frighteningly well-done horror sequel. On to #2.
Whatever you plan to do it now!
Taking the #2 spot this weekend is the most expensive new release by far. Warcraft brought in an estimated $24 million in its debut with a $160 million production budget. That's a certified flop. Or at least it would be, if it weren't for China and the international box office. Although Warcraft couldn't get off the ground in the States, it brought in more than $285 million in foreign ticket sales, $156 million of which came from China alone. As for #3,
I've been told I have some control issues. So I'm gonna try to control something that's a lot easier than people. Stop.
taking the #3 spot this week is Now You See Me 2, bringing in about $23 million. That's not as much as the original, but it's pretty decent for a sequel that doesn't have any superheroes in it.
I don't think I heard you correctly. Did you say magicians robbed the bank?
The original Now You See Me brought in just over $29 million in its debut, but by the time it was all over, the magician film had pulled $350 million worldwide from up its sleeve. Hopefully for Lionsgate, the sequel will have similar luck at the box office in the coming weeks. As for next week, another fish gets lost at sea.
Mom! Dad!
She should just pick 2 and let's go.
Dad.
What? I'm kidding.
For Newsy, I'm Jamal Andrews.